It's such an honor to be here with you all to share a few thoughts that I believe will transform what you do in such a profound way. I am believing so. And thank you so much, Mr. Bovet, for inviting me. Thank you for being a good friend, a good big brother. Thank you so much. And I am believing that something's going to shift for somebody. And this is something that is important to understand how it works because it is where the society is now. And it is probably where the society is going to be more focused. And it's one of those things that if you know how to do, it is going to shift a lot of things that you do in a better way, even your income level, right? So it's a skill that I believe that as we talk about this today and next week, you will leave here with something tangible, with a skill that you can use in what you do. All right. So, um, Mr. Bobet, can you help me share my screen? Give me the permission to share my screen from my end
Yeah,
so that
Pastor, are you there?
I can do.
Pastor Innocent, please. Yeah, the pastor is a host. You'll do it now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So
Let
we
me
will be talking
see.
about.
You did what they were asking you.
Yeah, I'm trying to help him share the screen. Just hang on for me.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So while that is being done, my mission for today and next Wednesday is to help as many people as possible who are available and open to learn this and put it to use in order to experience some form of transformation in what they do. So the focus is teaching you the process that you can go through to extract, package, and monetize value from your expertise and from your experience. You see, everything in the world, especially in the business landscape, and of course, many people here, majority, if I may say, are from America or within the United States. And that means that you are a partaker or you are a player in one of the most powerful capitalist economies on earth. So, your ability to understand how this type of economy works will determine whether you experience what you can call wealth and prosperity or not. So, I always teach in in the church setting. I always emphasize that you see, the divine law for building anything is in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 3. By wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding, it is established. That's the divine law for building anything. If you're going to build and establish anything, the weapons that you need for this to happen is through wisdom and through understanding. Show me somebody who is able to command a certain dimension of wisdom and understanding. I will show you somebody who will build something that will stand the test of time. You see, one of my beliefs in life is that money is a slave. And there are things that when you know, it makes money your slave. And for us in the kingdom, we are not supposed to toil and hustle. We are supposed to position and align, and money becomes your slave. And the principle is that through wisdom and through understanding, a house is built, right? I always fondly say that when you read the Gospels, you will not see anywhere where the Lord Jesus Christ, you know, casted or demonstrated power and it is recorded that somebody experienced, let's say, a business breakthrough or career breakthrough, right? Anywhere power is demonstrated, it is like a demon is casted out, somebody is healed, and things like that. Because Jesus, and that's why Jesus did a lot of teaching. When you read these gospels, you hear statements like, when they went to the synagogue, he started teaching. When he went to this place, he started teaching first, right? Because Jesus understood this same principle that, hey, for people to build lives in the kingdom and to live a victorious life, they need to understand the wisdom of the kingdom and understand how the kingdom works. And
Doctor, you can start sharing.
thank you so much. So, having the right wisdom and the right understanding in terms of understanding how this game of value extraction and value packaging and monetization is important, because it is like the core of the core of every economy around the world. Whether you are doing this at a very micro level or you are doing this at a very macro level. You see, and this is something that you have to understand. You practice it, and it's going to contribute, because when you understand how to do this, it can start changing you or what you do, where you work, and even after you maybe are done working or you're retired, because it is like a principle that keeps generating and keeps perfecting its process as far as what you're doing is concerned. Now, what I'm about to teach you, this is what I really do, like almost a lot of consultations and full time with different people around different settings in the society. So I believe that when you understand this and practice it, a lot will definitely change. My belief is that anybody who is able, or if you have demonstrated some form of experience, some form of knowledge practice for at least 5 years and above, you have something so valuable that if you are able to extract it, package it, distribute it, and monetize it, you will not only create an incredible source of wealth creation vehicle for you, but you will be able to create impact in the lives of other people. Whether you are here, you are into sales, you are into design, you are into teaching, you are into coding, you are into leading teams or fixing things in the house or in businesses, whatever that you do, there is some level of gold that is buried in that experience. You see, I always fondly say that one of the most challenging things that can happen to anybody is to be talented and broke at the same time, is to be knowledgeable and broke at the same time, is to be wise, like the person in Ecclesiastes, is to be wise and broke at the same time. Why is this a challenge? And you get to see this a lot because many people don't understand the business part of having knowledge. You see, everything has a business part of it. If you are wise and you don't understand the business part of wisdom, you can be so wise, but you're just struggling financially. There are so many PhD holders, but they're struggling financially because they don't understand the business part of the knowledge they have acquired. Because everything that you know, there is the business part of it. And that's why, you see, physics, chemistry, biology cannot do without economics, commerce, and finance and business math. You know why? Because everything that you use the knowledge of physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and all those kind of science subjects to produce, you need the wisdom and the knowledge of economics, commerce, finance, business math, and things like that to market, to commercialize what physics and chemistry is producing. So as you're working in this day one, I'm going to share key principles that they're important for you to understand. Whether you are starting your career or you are at the mid-level in your journey or you are almost maybe facing towards retirement, these are things that you have to explore the business part of it. You have to understand it and begin to deploy them in what you do. So the challenge for most people is that I've had spent a lot of years working with different people from different industries in coaching them, both companies and individuals, in helping them to just extract this value, package in a way that they can make so much money from it, at the same time creating impact for other people in the society. The challenge is that many people don't know how to dig out the value that they have. For example, let's do a quick survey. If you're here and you don't know exactly what you are good at, what you, apart from your job, maybe you don't know exactly what you are so good at that can cause the world to run after you. Type me in the chat box. Don't be shy. Everybody have been there. Most of us have been there. If you're here and you feel like that, you feel that I don't really know exactly, you know, what I'm so good at that can cause the marketplace to run after me. Anybody here like that? Many people get always have that particular feeling. What am I really good at? Maybe the job I'm doing right now, I stumbled into it. The program I did in school, I just did guesswork and I picked one or two programs and I was doing it. But from my heart of hearts and from the place where I can speak with confidence and expertise, I don't really know the kind of value or the kind of command I can bring into the marketplace as a professional in a way that I am confident about it and in a way I can solve the problems of other people. So a good number of people get to face this challenge because they don't know how to dig out that particular value that they have, polish it in a way people can understand, and in turn that value into money. So today I'll focus on helping us to know how to identify what we can call marketable value from your experience. That means if you hear every experience that you have in life, every expertise you have developed along the way, my mission today is that I want to help you to identify what you can call value, because that is the first step. When you know how to clearly identify it and you can begin to polish it, we will now next week will now spend a lot of time focusing on how do you now really monetize it. And this is something that anybody at any level of life can do it. It's not complicated, it's not difficult, it just needs diligence, commitment, and the willingness to put it to use. And I've seen people with lesser experience, lesser expertise produce incredible results from doing this. So, to be able to do this, we are going to ask questions. So, there are questions that if you ask yourself and understand these questions and begin to seek answers from your journey, you will identify a high level of value that you can bring to the marketplace. If you are still getting me so far, type value in the chat box to be sure I am not babbling alone. Type value in the chat box to be sure you guys are still getting me. Good. Thank you so much, Bobette. Thank you, Dokas. And then one last person. Thank you, Mrs. Malaps. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go to the first question in this. Now, again, the goal for today is that this cheat code, or what I'll talk about today, is to give you the shuffle to uncover your monetizable value. Every human being has it because I have seen it. I have worked with people who have PhD. I have worked with people who have no college degree at all. And I've been able to create something amazing that others are willing to pay for it while doing their full-time job. And some consequently leave their full-time job and focus on marketing their monetizable value that they didn't know they have for themselves. So get a pen, get a journal, or open a notepad on your laptop, whatever, and let's practically do this, okay? Now, question one. What problems have I solved repeatedly that others still struggle with? This is one of the first major questions that you can ask yourself to start digging deep into the kind of monetizable value that you can share or you can market to the world. What are the top 5 problems that you have solved repeatedly that others still struggle with? And one challenge I've discovered practically from helping people do this is that many a times, what you do effortlessly easy, you begin to think that is easy for everybody else. You begin to wonder, can anybody pay for this? No. You see, because of the way God wired you, because of the nature of your mindset, your habits, your attitude, because of your experience in doing it often, it is easy for you, but it is not easy for another person. Are you getting this? So if you're good at anything here, never feel that anybody else will not value it, or because it's easy for you, it's easy for everybody else. No. Because you can be operating from an enabling grace that is attached to your gifting or to your talent that every other person does not have it. So this is one major challenge I have seen in working with people in this particular area. They feel that, can somebody pay for this? But when we package it, present it well, people start paying for it. They're like, people are really paying for this. Yes, they are paying for it because it's not that easy for them like it is easy for you. So, and all of these questions, I'm giving you assignments. Next week, we're going to use this to build up on it. Remember, the point for today is to help you identify your monetizable value. So, what top 5 problems have you solved repeatedly that others still struggle with? Because the patterns matter. If you have solved the same kind of problem over and over, hear me very well. Hear me. Don't miss me here. If you have solved the same kind of problem over and over, chances are you have developed a unique process, a unique wisdom, a unique insight that you can give to other people. And that is what becomes value. That is what becomes teachable. That is what becomes sellable. You see that now? Because repeated solutions are unique processes or unique insights for you. So it's important for you to focus on this. So you need to spend time. For some people, as I ask you this question, you begin to see the problems that people call you or message you about more often. Let's do just one. In everybody in the chat box, just out of the 5, what is the number one thing that people call you for often to ask for help or counsel or anything? Anybody here type, just type, maybe 2 words, 3 words, a phrase is okay. What problem do people call you for or message you for more often? Because they have developed they have developed the understanding that you are good at helping people solve this particular problem. Okay, keep money for them. Good. Anybody else? Singles who need husbands, you see? Anybody else? Cooking. Good. Then I always funny ask these people who are writing these things, how much money are you making from this? Right? But you see, it's very important. Very important. Now, all of these that you're sharing, they are so excellent. I guarantee you, I want us to believe that there's no bad advice. Give me any advice in your life. I'll build a business model out of it. I'll build a business as long as it's something that you have helped one person to overcome a challenge with that thing. I guarantee you, there are 1,000, 10,000 people out there who have that same problem that you can solve. You see, for example, another way to look at that question one is, what issues do your co-workers or clients always trust you to fix? In your workplace right now, or in all the places you have worked before, what issues do your co-workers or your clients in that place where you work always trust you to fix? What are those issues? You see that now? It is value hiding in that place. Or what bottlenecks do you find and solve faster than others in the workplace? I have helped so many people in the corporate world to build side hustles, passive income, that at some point they're able to start making ×2 of their monthly salaries. You see that now? Because imagine if you start teaching what you know to just 50 people every month and you're charging them just $100. Just saying. I know somebody who is charging people $1,500 every 3 months for a simple service that we have developed for him. And the beauty of this is that you are creating impact or transforming somebody's life. At the same time, you are making money in the process. You see that now? So make sure that you have written this question down, and next week when we are meeting, you're bringing the answers to this, because next week we're going to build up on this. And that's why those who are coming next week who are not here need to make sure that they go through this so that we're in one space as we begin to do this. All right. So we have looked at this. Question 2. What top 5 results have I created in the last 5 years that others want? What are the top 5 results that you have created? Maybe in your own personal life, maybe in the lives of your closest friends or family members, or in your office. If you look at your last 5 years, because those are your most current skills and experience, what are the top 5 results? Now let's shift some problems now. Let's go to what you have truly created now. The true value that you have contributed. What top 5 results have you created in the last 5 years that others may want? And don't assume again that others will not want. One person, I do a lot of business startup consulting, just want to really start up like maybe, a brick and mortar business or things like that. And one of my laws, I always tell them that don't conclude. Before you do any business, I always challenge them. If you have not interviewed at least 200 people, we cannot start building your business model. And sometimes many people conclude too early that there's nobody to pay for their services. But when they follow a simple framework to test their idea, what I call idea validation, they're always surprised that people want it and they want even more. Like when you communicate to idea, they're like, oh, so you can do this, yes. So can you also do this? They now see more ideas behind the idea that they thought that nobody can pay for. You see that now, right? So what top 5 results have you created in the last 5 years that others want? You can start this by analyzing your own life, your workplace where you work, or what you have done for close friends, and they're not even valuing it that much. They don't even see you as a salesman. Uh, um, my Bible study for today is Mark chapter 6, where Jesus did not do miracles because of unbelief, familiarity. They were like, is that not the son of the carpenter, and things like that, right? And there were many reasons that you could see there why people don't get to encounter maybe miracles with servants of God because of familiarity or lack of belief or lack of respect or lack of honor and things like that. And it's the same in professional setting, right? You are so good at something and you keep helping your very close friends or your family members to create repeated results, but they never recognize it. And since they are not recognizing it, you too don't place value on what you have. Do you know that you never scale or expand what you don't place value upon? Yeah. You never scale, you never expand what you don't place value upon. The first step to expanding or scaling or being a person of influence and impact in your industry, one of the major things you must know how to do is affirm your own value. Place value on the value you bring to the table. I always fondly say, if you are good at just laughing so well, place value on that laughter. You're going to force people to value how you laugh. It's a skill, part of what you can call branding. You see that now? So, what top 5 results have you created in the last 5 years that others want? Think about things that you have done that either improve on revenue, save somebody time, or create smoother systems or better teams or anything like that. Because something that is normal to you might be someone else's dream or someone else's nightmare. You get the perspective. So, what top 5 results? Now, let's do a quick. So, I like people to be active. I do a lot of workshops, and physical workshops. So, I love active sessions. So, if you're here, if you're active and you're alive and you're up and kicking, type 1 result you have created in your own life that others can want, that others can desire. Everybody must have done something in that light. I think so. I think so. Maybe you have mastered how to be good at self-discipline. There was a time I did a program on how to be a self-disciplined person. And people paid for it. People paid for it because people don't, as simple as that may sound, people don't know how to practice self-discipline or self-control. I shared a few techniques here and there, and boom, it helps somebody. Counseling, good. You see, maybe you have counseled somebody to go through loss or to go through, breakup or whatever, and you have seen repeated results in the people you have counseled in the last 5 years. If I was doing a one-on-one coaching with you now, I want to ask you, in the last 2 years, how many people have you counseled? What kind of results did they tell you? We start digging deep into that and we start identifying it, extracting. Before you don't know it, we have a powerful counseling coaching offer of maybe $1,000, $500 per month, or $2,000 per month, and people will pay for it if you package it well and market it well and happily deliver it. You get the perspective now. All right, I need one more person. Let's be alive. Are you still thinking? If you are thinking, type thinking in the chat box. Type thinking. I'm also here to challenge you to think about your last few years. Good. Thinking is part of the job. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Cooking, decoration. You see, I guarantee all those, there is excellent, valuable gold inside. Like, for example, you see, anything that saves people time, they'll pay for it. You take 2 hours to cook. Oh, Mrs. My loves can help you stop spending 2 hours to cook to eat in 10 minutes. They'll pay for it. You see that now? So it's important to have that particular consciousness to look at it. Now, to go deeper into this, under this point, question 2 is what came naturally to you but others struggle with? Another way to look at it. There are some things that are natural to you. See, there's a lady in Cameroon that we worked with her, and she has a good cleaning business now. You see, this lady just loves to clean. I've never imagined how somebody can just love to be cleaning things in the house. I have an aunt like that. Auntie I saw loves to clean the house. She hates to see places that are dirty. She just loves cleaning the house. And I just set up a cleaning business, a laundry business then. You see, you can monetize anything. You can package it and monetize anything. So, what is that thing that comes naturally to you, but you see others struggle with? What systems or routines have you developed that led to consistent results? You can monetize your systems. You can monetize your routines. You can monetize it. There was a time I did a 30 days program. Some people registered for that program and paid for it from different parts of the world. And it was in Cameroon time, but most people still join on different time zones. And what I was doing is that we're waking up every 4 a.m. and reading a book for 1 hour for 30 days. Because people kept asking me, how do you read? Titus, how do you read? How do you see these patterns? How do you see these things that you keep teaching people? So, okay, I'm going to show you how I do that. I have a system, I have a routine, I have a process I go through to read the things that I do. And people paid for it. Okay, I want to master the routine that you use to read books. You see, as simple as that may sound, it's so difficult for other people to put it to use. So somebody here, there is a routine, there is a system that you have mastered over time that if you package it well, you can turn it into a coaching product, into a consulting product, into a checklist, into something online that people can happily pay for it. And you use to create passive income. And the beauty of this is that you are at the same time impacting the lives of people. So, what systems or routines do you currently live by that create consistent results in your own life? That is a lot of value. Maybe it could be how you prepare for work. You never know. There's a lady in New York where she runs her business at the moment makes $1.2 million. Do you know what she's into? This lady helps people to dress well. Like she works with you based on your income level, the kind of job you want to do, or the kind of job you're doing now, and the kind of social status you want to attain. Then she works with you to decide the kind of clothes you should be wearing, the kind of colors you should wear, and the kind of dresses you wear on Mondays, on Wednesdays, on Fridays, and on Sundays. So she creates your whole style program, and then you pay her a monthly fee or a one-time fee, and she becomes your stylist in that particular level. And she has people who sign up for it. And this is something that it was a personal routine or personal thing that she's able to do for herself. She now turned it into a fashion business at that particular level. And she's making about $1.2 million now every single month from that. She's monetizing a personal routine, a personal system, because she noticed that she's good with color combination. She's good with knowing what dresses to wear for what particular events at what time. She's able to know how to dress for the job, for the event, and how to dress based on where she wants to be tomorrow in life. Those are her value propositions. And she sells it that way. And people happily pay for it because if it is easy to her, it is not easy for everybody. Like people have no idea whether to wear black and white or black and red or black. They have zero idea, zero stylish styles as far as that is concerned. So you can also begin to do that. We're almost done. Question 3, I said I'll give you 3 questions today to identify your monetizable value. What mistakes have I made that cost me time, money, and peace? Oh, I tell you. Should I tell you guys something from my experience in working with people to develop monetizable values from top CEOs and people who are growing up in whatever they're doing? This is one of the most powerful areas where I have seen people create amazing, amazing value and they're selling to other people. Here, you see, anything that you have gone through that was a mistake, a failure, pain, something that hurt you so bad, and you successfully went through it. Because if we start doing research right now, there is something many people conquered here that others went through and either ended up in depression or even committed suicide. Is that true? If you know, if you hear, you know that, hey, there's something you went through and you have heard other people's story going through the same thing, they didn't come out on the other side like you did. Type true in the chat box. Type true in the chat box if you know. I have heard so many stories, so many of them. You see that? Because there are mistakes, there are failures, there are things that have happened to you caused by other people. But you see, you went through it. You came out on the other side. It did not bury you. It did not stop you from moving forward. So anything that you went through that cost you either time, you lost so much time unnecessarily. You see, like there's a lady, we help her do her checklist on how to decide on how to know if a boy is serious within 12 months. So that you don't waste your time being in a 5 years PhD program relationship in the name of in the name of dating, right? So we because she wasted that time with a young man for years, 5 years or 6 years or so, and it did not end up in marriage. And that was where she invested her time, and she knew that it was going to end up in marriage. You see that now? So that costed her time. So she now had to turn that now into a product where she now specialized in helping other people, young ladies, to because she learned a few things and did more research also and interviewed other women. She now came out with a checklist, came out with things that if you see these signs in a guy and the kind of questions you can ask to be sure if that young man is serious about settling down with you, so you don't waste your time. Because and we added a slight addition to that process, and we added some age group. We said, okay, look, let's add something. Let's add that if you're 27 and above, as a lady, you should be passing the idea of being excited about having a boyfriend. You should be having a boyfriend who is conscious and has a mission being in your life. We added that, and boom, ladies are happily paying for it. Let me give you a big tip in business. Anything that you do that involves ladies has money. Anything that you do that involves a woman, you cash money from it, big money from it, because they know how to buy, right? And they are very emotional human beings. You see that? So you easily sell to them and they happily pay for it as long as they can understand what you're selling to them. And that's why this lady I'm talking about is making good money, right? And because she's also balancing two powerful things in the world: relationships, anything that touches emotions, and then best case scenario, including ladies. Oh, perfect business to be in. Perfect business to be in. You see that now. So she used that experience, which cost her time and maybe some peace. You see, that can also help you to extract value, because failures are gold mines. Help people skip that pain, and you become very valuable so fast in their lives, and they'll happily pay for you. They'll happily pay for what you are doing. So, what are the top biggest lessons you learned the hard way in your journey? You can begin to monetize that. Where did you lose time, money, relationships, momentums because of the mistakes or things that happened to you? How can you help other people skip that process? They will happily pay for it. What do you now tell others to avoid? For example, there are things that you have experienced in this life that you many of you here will happily advise people, avoid this, be careful of this, be careful of this, be watchful of this. You tell people to avoid things because of what you went through. If you want to interview people here right now in the last maybe the last 30 days, many people here will tell you what they told somebody to avoid because of what they went through in the last 5 or 10 years of their lives. Hey, be watchful of this, avoid this. It's going to hurt you tomorrow. They're saying it from the place of experience and, of course, understanding. Right? So those are the three questions that if you practice it. I guarantee you, you put it to work, you're serious about it, they're going to help you. Now, there's a PDF form, a PDF of all of this that I've put together for you guys. Go to this link and download it. You see the first is a free, like the second thing there on that link, the free get bankable value from your experience, something like that. So download it. You get a PDF sent to your email. When you do that, please download it and it will help you. Everything I've said so far and maybe more detailed things are in that PDF that I've developed for you to do that. So because you need to have that PDF because so that you have something that you keep referring to as they're doing this activity. So that next week now, we have spent some time now to just helping you go through the process of identifying what you can call marketable value. Marketable value, right? So it will, that's the link again, marketable value. So please do work on that so that next week I will not focus on identifying your value a lot again because you should have done that now by going through these things, writing them down and all of that. Next week, our focus will be on packaging and monetizing it properly. Okay. And if we do that and you put it to use, this is one of the most fastest things I've seen people do. There's a program I run where I title it How to Sell Your Knowledge in 3 Days, where I take people to a 3 days program. And on the third day, they have something to start selling to their family members and to their friends and to people on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So it's something I've seen people do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I've also seen people start it, and maybe after 12 months, they leave their full-time job and focus on building that side business because it's paying them double than the job that they were doing. All right, so work on it and it will challenge you in such a powerful way. All right, that is it from my end. If there are questions, I will happily respond to it. Any questions for me?
Do you have any questions?
Before questions come, was this valuable to you guys? Maybe not to everybody, but if it was valuable to you, can you give me some feedback in the chat box? Just type the word value. Did you find some value in this? Type value in the chat box. Let me know.
Yes, Doc.
Let me know. Awesome. All right. So I see somebody asking a question. How do I okay, you're talking about getting funding for your idea. I believe that's what you're saying. Now, are you in the United States? This was asking this question. In the United States? I believe the most easiest country in the world to get funding, the United States. So many different programs. I am not fully based here, so I bet from my experience, I mean, you create a bank account, they start begging you for come and take a loan here and there, things that like that don't happen in Cameroon like that, right? So I think that you just have to find the resources. And I did some coaching with small business administration, right? No, did you say you're in Cameroon? Okay, I thought you said yes, sir, you're in the United States. You're in Cameroon. Okay, so Cameroon is a bit different, but from experience of helping people start business in Cameroon, I always tell people that no matter how big your idea is, in the startup ecosystem in Africa, because I've done a lot of work in that area, traveled about 20 countries in Africa to do that. You see, if you are in Africa and you're trying to start a business or start anything, and you have not started it even small to prove a matrix or a track record, you will hardly get funding. So I always tell people that in Cameroon and Africa, you don't need external money to start a business. You need external money to scale a business. Any business you have not started on your own, number one, it is proof that there is something you don't know about your business model, and there is something you don't know about entrepreneurship. So I want to ask you, what you're talking about, have you started it already? If you have not, my assignment is you have to find a way to start, because nobody will risk investing money into you on an idea that is not proven. Proven doesn't mean that it is making so much money. No. Can you prove that you have put some money into it, no matter how small? Have you proven that there is a market for it? There are people who are willing to pay for it. Have you proven that you have one paying customer? So if you have not started, go on, no matter how big an idea is, There is a small angle in every idea to start with limited funds, test it, and then you can meet investors and sell them the vision. Now, about finding investors here in Cameroon, I would encourage you, find incubators, find hubs and join them. Why? Because angel investors, venture capitalists, they like to deal with hubs and institutions. So if you are not in an entrepreneurship community, it will be difficult for you to ever come across people who are financing amazing ideas in Cameroon and in any other African country. So also do that. And if you have good friends and family members, you can also raise money from that from those people, and they'll help you start it up the ground, and then you can scale and get external funding. Right? I hope it gives you some ideas on what to do, but that is a way to get out of that. And when you're able to prove it, it'll become much easy to get funding, out of that particular idea. I've also had the experience of there are so many people in the diaspora who want to give back to Cameroon and invest in ideas. The challenge is that they don't find trusted people to invest in. Number two, many people who are in Cameroon don't know how to package their idea in a way that people in the diaspora can trust them and invest in those ideas. Right. And also, please, one thing I also learned is that learn how to tell your story on social media while you're building your idea, because you never know who will see you marketing what you're marketing from outside Cameroon and happily partner with you or invest in you. So one of the most powerful skills now to raise funds is your ability to tell story or to create content around what you're building. It easily gets people attention to put money into what you're doing. Okay. I always fondly say, many of people are Cameroonians here. I am a Banso boy. So I started my journey in Kumbo, in Sot, right? I was born there, raised there, went to school there all my life. I grew up so old. I've never gone to Yaoundé or Douala because we didn't have family relatives there. But I was having an interview on BBC one time, and they asked me, they said, how did you leave? How did you leave Kumbo to do the things you do around the world? I said three things. I said, God, hard work, and social media. How did people started asking me to come speak in the events when I was based in Kumbo or in Banso, as they fondly called it? Because when I start doing these things, I would train young people and train women groups and things like that in Jangi groups. I would have conferences with youth groups in different churches. That's what I used to do. Then I would post it on social media, 2012, 2013 by then, 2011 by then. And then people in Douala, Boya, Bamenda, other cities, Limbe, started seeing what I was doing, and then they started inviting me to come to their own events or partner with their businesses or what they were doing to train their staff or be a business consultant to them. And before we know it, people from other countries started requesting for the same services. Why? Because I was able to leverage social media to communicate what I was doing. Because there are so many potential partners and stakeholders and investors on social media. Same for those in the United States. I have so many people who are just able to do that in the United States, tell good stories, and they have people who say, well, I like what you're doing, I like your idea, I like your perspective. Can we partner? Can we merge? Can we do this? Can we finance it? And all of that. Because no matter how good you are, if no one knows you, that a talented poor person. People have to know you. Your fame must spread abroad. Jesus used that principle. Right? Your fame must spread abroad, and you must leverage the platforms available to cause your fame to spread abroad. Right? So yeah, I hope that helps you. That help you. All right, another question? All right, it seems there's no other question.
Okay, so if you don't have, yeah, Doc, continue.
Yeah, I wanted to say there is.
Okay.
Doctor, I want to ask that for someone who is confused, they have gone to school, they are doing, they are working okay, they are doing their 5 to 9, 5 to a 9 to 5 job. How can they tap from their inside? What can be a motivation for picking some line to invest in?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question, because there are some people that are very gifted too, and they are good at different things. They've experienced different stuffs in their journey, in their career journey, and so on. Number one is that I believe that everybody has something they're passionate about. For example, If you had all the money in the world right now, what will you still keep doing? You can tap from there. Number two, it can just be solely money motivated. Out of your whole experience, where can you make the most money and faster? It's another way to look at it. That's one where people get to choose when they come to me and they're so talented. I'll tell them, okay, do you prefer to choose passion and purpose, or do you prefer to choose making money quicker and faster? We now work with them. Okay, which part of your life or your journey are you more passionate about, or are you more purpose driven? We get that, we extract it, and we package it for you. Or do you want to focus on what you're good at and it can make you so much money faster? We focus on that, right? So these two can primarily help you do that. The same way, you can still merge the two. You can find an intersection where you find where you can create the impact, create transformation, and still make good money from the process at the same time. So use these two, you'll find something that interlocks for you and works for you in the process. And also you can, if you're as a multi-gifted person or somebody with different dimensions of experience, you can start in one path, and then as you gain stability in that one area, you can convert every other thing and still create value from it and package it and monetize it, because you have something that the world needs from you. You can do that and still give out, because I always believe that every experience that God allowed you to go through, there's a purpose for it. There's somebody who may need your counsel, your solution, your system, or whatever, in order to help them overcome something because of what you went through or what you learned in your journey or in your career. I hope that helped.
Yes, I have another question.
Yes, please.
I've met so many friends and many Cameroonians here in the diaspora
Mm-hmm.
who want to invest in Cameroon.
Yeah.
Some of them know what area they would like to invest in,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a strong history in mistrust
Yeah.
and in Cameroon from your folks back home, your own very folks back home, that
Yeah.
when you
I can tell you
invest,
stories over and over.
when you invest, you will not make anything out of it. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time they will ruin it down.
Yeah.
But I see myself, like many other Cameroon, we still have passion, great passion
Yeah.
to invest back home in Cameroon.
Mhm.
Do you have some counsel you can give us on how to, not fall in this trap of starting something and expand
Yeah.
it?
Yes. One of the biggest problems in Cameroon in the last few years and now, I bet you, is what you have just explained. Like, I have had people come to me with different stories. I just have a guy in Austin who he sent almost $50,000 in limber for a business, and he will call to get reports. Nothing is coming. The day he heard about me, sent me to go and check it. I made under 1 million francs in that account. Nothing else was there, but nothing on ground. Family members ravished the whole thing, right? There's a family in Kumbu. When I was in Kumbu at the time, there was a guy in China. He would give money to his two younger brothers to buy stuff for them, for his parents. And these guys, if you give him maybe 100,000 francs, the guys will buy something just for 10,000 francs and keep the rest. He started sending me to go buy things for the parents because of what the brothers were doing. So I have heard in terrible stories, thousands of dollars that people have lost in Cameroon because of lack of trust. And it's a to me it's a cultural thing. It's something that if you meet 10 people that you can trust in terms of business investment, all of that, if you're lucky to find one that you can stand with, it's a challenge. So what we have been able to help work is, if you're going to do that in Cameroon, you have to be somebody who will be willing to do it the hard way. The hard way in the sense that we now encourage people, look, if you're going to do something that makes sense in Cameroon, the only thing that Cameroonians understand, since many people cannot be truly demonstrate integrity and character without that dimension of force, is either you get a law firm and put them on a monthly pay to act as your supervisory body, right? That is what so far we have seen that is working so far. Because you just trust somebody blindly, it always ends up in some form of bad news, in some form of disappointment, in some form of they block you over and over and over and over, right? So far, that's what we have seen that is working, that you do that, or you can partner with other, if you can find a local consulting firm that you can pay them what they call oversight fee, supervising fee, and because in Cameroon, eye service is important. You must be there before they can do things or effortlessly do that. Some people, they need to create a whole system where they keep the money in a particular bank, get an account manager, and there's a whole process on how money should be released before things are done, and a whole lot. So don't just blindly trust. Create a system like the ones I'm explaining, and you'll be able to see some results in the process. Another way that it has worked is find somebody in Cameroon who is willing to put their skin in the game also. So you should be comfortable at partnering, being a co-founder per se, but let them put money, their own money in it. They can put lesser, you put more if you have more, and you guys can make it work. That has also worked in Cameroon. But just taking everything on your own and then trusting all of that, I would not advise that, because that has failed over and over and over, and it has led people to lose so much money in what they have been trying to do.
Thank you.
Right. Any other question? All right. If there's no other question, thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. Do the assignments so that next week will be much fun and more practical so that you'll be involved in whatever we are doing.